You want to know how it started? Not with screaming, not with some trauma or tragic childhood. That's what you want to hear, right? That I was broken? I'm not. I was born clear, focused. I remember the first time. I was 12, a stray dog. I watched it limp across the road behind my father's truck. It was already dying. I just helped it along, took a rock from the ditch and smashed its head in. No panic, no thrill, just quiet. After that, everything felt cleaner. But that was just practice. 1993, that's when it really began. His name was Eric. He lived 2 streets over. We were the same age, 13. He had this stupid laugh, high-pitched like he was choking on air. I hated it. One day, I invited him to my basement to see a comic book. He smiled like an idiot and followed. When it was done, I sat there and looked at him. His head was tilted wrong. The blood made a soft pool near the freezer. I remember thinking, so that's what it looks like. Not like in the movies. No drama, just stillness. I cleaned up, taped the seams, took the shoelaces for myself. No one ever asked about Eric. They said he probably ran away. That's the thing. They always assume the kid ran. They don't look in the right places. I did one every year after that. On Halloween, usually. People are distracted. Disguises everywhere. Blood is expected. I learned to do it quick. Learned where to press, how to cut. Some begged. Some prayed. I listened, sure, but not once did I feel anything. Until the silence came again. That part, that's mine. You probably think I'm lying, but I'm not. I've kept notes, names, places, a shoelace from Eric, a hairpin from Melissa, a broken tooth from the one in '97. Her name was Rose, I think. Doesn't matter now. They never found them. Not even once. You know why? Because I don't make mistakes. I don't leave trails. And I don't keep trophies to remember. I remember everything. I keep them because I like what they mean. People like you ask why. Why would someone do this? What kind of monster? But I'm not a monster. I'm just a man who understood something early. The world doesn't care what happens in the dark, and no one looks twice at the quiet boy who holds the door open and says, "Thank you."
They say serial killers follow patterns. That's true, but patterns don't make you sloppy. They make you efficient, controlled. After Eric, I realized I didn't need chaos. I needed structure. I studied people, how they move, how they talk, who watches them. I picked ones no one would miss, but not too quickly. Not the homeless, not runaways. That's a red flag. Cops know to look there. I went for the in-between, the ones with quiet lives, lonely girls with strict parents, boys who stayed late after school. No connections, no patterns I couldn't control. 1994, I took a girl named Dana. She was 15, blonde, wore a green jacket with patches on the elbows. I remember because she tried to talk to me about music. Nirvana, said Kurt Cobain was a genius. That was the last thing she ever said. I used rope that time, sloppy, took too long. She scratched me.
That was my first mistake. Not a big one, but it stuck with me. I learned. Latex gloves, bleach, tape. I got smarter. It's funny how no one notices someone like me. People are blind. They walk through life with their heads down, thinking monsters look like what they see in movies, ugly, loud, covered in blood. But real monsters are clean, patient. They plan. They blend in. By 96, I had everything down to a system. I built a small room in the back of a storage unit, soundproofed, hidden, paid cash, used false names. I would bring them there, one by one, not often, once or twice a year, enough to feed the silence. You think I enjoyed it? Maybe, but that's not the point. The point was control, pure, absolute control. I decided how it started. I decided when it ended. That kind of power, it's like God with a scalpel. Some of them begged, some went quiet, some tried to fight. I admired that. Rose, the girl from 97, she fought like hell. Broke my nose, bit me, she almost got out. Almost. I still dream about that moment, her running down the hallway screaming. I caught her before the door. After that, I reinforced the locks. I kept her tooth, not as a trophy, as a reminder. I wasn't invincible. I had to stay perfect. They started noticing in 98, not the cops, the media. Murmurs about disappearances. They blamed truckers, cults, even a traveling preacher. Never looked at the quiet janitor who fixed the lights at the local high school. That was me. I never got cocky, never took from the same place twice, always moved, planned, watched. The hunt was almost better than the act. The silence that followed, it wasn't peace, it was hunger.
You want to know if I still kill. You think this is all just a confession? Some desperate attempt to cleanse my soul? There's no soul here, just memory. After Jacob, I went quiet. 2000. The world got faster, louder. Everyone had phones, cameras, GPS. Not a good time for someone like me. But I adapted. I stopped taking them. I started watching instead. Airports, train stations, grocery stores. You'd be surprised how many people just disappear without anyone noticing. One minute they're buying milk, the next, gone. But I got smarter. I didn't touch them. Not then. I started writing. Notebooks, maps, rituals. Not religious, no, just process, precision. I have stacks of them. Names, patterns, timelines, every thought I ever had. They call that compulsion. I call it discipline. I think I was meant for something more. Something bigger than just a handful of bodies in the dark. But I stayed small, hidden. That was the key. Stay boring. Be nothing. That way, they never see you. 2003, I moved to another state, got a new job, clean record, new name. The urge was still there, but I learned to live with it, feed it in other ways. Photography, anatomy books, online forums. You can find anything if you know where to look. But even silence rots if you keep it too long, so I broke it again. 2007, a hitchhiker, woman, mid-30s, no ID, no phone, told me her name was Lacey, but I don't think that was real. She smiled the whole ride, like she knew, like she wanted it. That one stayed with me. She didn't scream, didn't run. She laughed. And when it was over, I sat there and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Not joy, not guilt, just stillness. I thought I was done after that, thought I could walk away for good. But you don't walk away from who you are. You are what you do when no one's watching. And I've been watching you. Yes, you. Sitting there, listening. Breathing heavier now, aren't you? You're wondering if this is real, if I'm just another sick mind spinning stories for attention. Maybe I am. Or maybe I'm in your town. Maybe I walked past you last week. Maybe I'm behind you right now. No, I'm not going to tell you where the bodies are. That would ruin the fun. Besides, they're part of the silence now, and silence never tells.